Hello and welcome to GPTV on Tuesday the 1st of August. I'm Gary Peer.
I'm Adam Josky.
And you are, and what do they say, a pinch and a punch for the first of the month?
They do.
And that's what we do, don't we? Except we get in trouble. Sometimes we do it to the wrong member.
Am I allowed to do that
team member? No, because you're
No,
too strong, Adam. You're a lot fitter and I'm old and you don't do that to old people. Adam, good to have you here, co-hosting. Thank you. A big weekend of results.
A big weekend of results and a big week of results.
It was a big week of results.
As we will go through, we had a number of sales during the week as well.
We did indeed. Well, let's review quickly our weekend or week's results. We had 16 out of 18, which is an 89% clearance rate against an industry standard of 70%. Put those towers up. How good are we looking there, Adam?
It was very good. I mean, obviously 16 out of 18 at any time is very good.
It is.
A lot of the results were a lot of hard work.
They were.
And a lot of, collaboration with the team, trying to get things done.
Well,
it was a real mixed bag, I think.
It was a mixed bag because, no one had a bigger mixed bag than you over there, mister, because... and I actually got I should show you the SMS I got. It was interesting from our property manager, or our head of our property management department, Jenny, because she said, there's a mistake here because it says that a property sold for $152,000. She actually thought it was a mistake. So let's talk about the big story of the week. Here's the headlines, here's the newspaper, here are those happy vendors clinking their champagne glasses in the background there. We love that. And here is the man responsible for one of the most amazing and exciting collaborative successes in the real estate world, probably the story of the week. Tell us about these 4 homes.
Look, we had a sale in Hawthorne Road during the week on Wednesday. It was 4 homes. Just to tell you the way it happened, we had 2 people who wanted to sell. Both of them were in very favourable development zoning areas.
Yes.
And what we did as a result of that was approach the neighbours. We had 2 of the neighbours wanting to come on board and make it an even bigger development. So this was ultimately around a 2,300 square metre development site in what's called the general residential zone, which made it incredibly appealing.
Now, the interesting thing was there were 3 houses auctioned. They sold under the hammer for $7 million, way more than reserve and expectation. Yep. And then you went to the one next door, is that right? And that was sold for $1.9 million, or $1.7 million.
Yep.
So $8.7 million of sales, nice little sale there for you, Adam. And then, of course, that night, the SMS comes through that you've sold yet another property on Hawthorne Road.
It's funny real estate because I went and sold that for 8.7, which is clearly my biggest sale ever.
Congratulations.
And then within 3 hours, I sold my cheapest property ever, also in Hawthorne Road, just a few doors up for $152,000.
I don't reckon it is your cheapest because you've been around for 20 years. You would have sold cheaper.
Might have
you just forgotten.
But certainly in the last 10, 15 years.
That's for sure.
And what's really interesting, a lot of people don't realise, is that with an auction campaign, the workload on the $152,000 property is exactly the same, and our processes are exactly the same as it is for the more expensive properties.
And no doubt, it's just as important to the selling client as it is at at any end of the market. But we've got the story of the collaborating vendors. They come together under your advice and professional assistance. How much of a premium do you reckon that they got for that? Just take them separately.
Look, there were, and this is very subjective, but I know that two of them had loose valuations at around $1.7 million.
Okay, well, that sounds to me about right.
Which is probably about right for where it was.
And those ones sold for how much?
2.27 in the end. So
that's 20%, close enough to 20%, isn't it? That's an extraordinary result. So we're talking about adding value of 20%. It's not an easy, viewers, it's not an easy process because you've got different situations. You had 2 vendors for those 3 blocks and then you had a 3rd vendor for the 4th block, is that right? Yeah. So you've got 3 different people, all with their own requirements, needs, thoughts of value, and then of course you've got to work out for the 2 vendors with the 3 properties how it gets diluted and apportioned. And how was that worked out in this case? Can we say that?
Yeah, sure. We ended up calculating it so the proceeds of each sale was given to each vendor based on their square meterage of their block.
Yeah.
But even getting that agreed to was difficult because we had
two
some who had a bigger block and 2 together, and they felt that.
And whilst there was 2 vendors, one of the vendors was a party of 2, wasn't it? So there was actually 3 people, and it was a very interesting and complicated thing. How long did that whole thing go on for?
It's probably 4 months in the making. Right. A lot of legal issues. Some of the blocks had some extra land behind that can be claimed via an adverse possession situation. So there were a lot of permutations. We had settlement. We had to line up the settlement. So I think it's one of those things that probably looks like
Yep.
it's a 4-week campaign because a board goes up and 4 weeks later we have an auction. But it was probably 4 months odd in the making.
It's interesting, you know, I saw quite a few people I knew when, you know, I had a round of golf on my day off.
I heard.
And of course I'm sitting there and they all go, oh, well, you sold Hawthorne Road, so the Milky Bars are on. You know, you got the dimmies at the bar are yours, and they're all ordering up or whatever. But people, I think, don't understand how difficult it is to get something like that together. And of course, you know, everyone sees the end result, but you know, how many times do we try to put a deal together like that? It doesn't come, it falls apart. One neighbour wants to, another one doesn't, the third one does. So you know, that people don't see behind the scenes all of the difficulties in terms of getting something like that up and running, but it's a great success, well done. Let's talk a little bit about other results in the marketplace. We started off Saturday morning with a great auction in Goldsmith Street, Elwood, and the wind came, hey, on the weekend. How was Saturday? What a windy day. It was just crazy stuff, hair blowing everywhere, boards, signs, leaves. Goodrich Street in Bentley East, that was a terrific result. Goldsmith was undisclosed, but Goodrich Street sold for $900,000. That was
Very
strong.
result.
Now, how about this result? Hewlington Road, a one-bedroom apartment. Leon was the agent. Jeremy Rosens was the auctioneer. Reserved 400, quoted at up to and around that figure. So we thought that was fair and reasonable. Sold for, wait for it, $548,000. Sometimes, Adam, I think we know nothing. You in particular. How does that work?
It's just incredible. I mean, look, it was a beautiful apartment. It was about as good as it gets for a one-bedroom apartment, but it's still a one-bedroom apartment. Sometimes they don't make sense, and that's the beauty of real estate and the beauty of auctions.
Absolutely. Happened also in Bamber Road. Another extreme result. Reserve was $790. A villa unit there sold for $921. Leo Samuel, his brother Aviv, handled that. Did a great job. Extraordinary outcome. I very much enjoyed the auction I did for Joel, and I think you also had some involvement in this apartment too at 323 Hawthorne Road, St Kilda East. We thought we might get it in the high 4s to 5, sold it for $536. Long auction, 1,000 here, 1,000 there, 1,000 there, but it all built up, and the first time sold in something like 25 years for a vendor who...
way too long.
I helped buy it. Yeah, way too long, exactly. If I wouldn't have helped him buy it if I thought he'd hold it for that long. But that was extraordinary as well, and our weekend was wrapped up at 126 Kooyong Road, which it was also a very strong sale. Another one that you were working on with me together, and that one was sold for an undisclosed price, but congratulations to the buyer, who was from our database, who we suggested buy that property, who'd been looking for a long time.
I guess there's the advantage of working with a big team as well, because the buyer was someone who had looked at something very seriously that we had elsewhere, missed out on that one. We knew this would probably be something suitable for them, and matched up the buyer and the property and got it done.
Absolutely, that's the further benefit of collaborating salespeople in addition to collaborating vendors. It's a week of collaboration, and we're collaborating here at GPT. We've shoved Philip away, which is... It's beautiful, it's beautiful. And I'm noticing my sleeves are popping out. You haven't said anything, which is great, because Philip's not here to criticise.
Not as discerning.
Isn't it beautiful? So Adam, this weekend we have 12 auctions over 9 suburbs. So we're very busy. We're running around from Kew to Ellswick to Bentley to Caulfield to Chadstone, everywhere in between as well.
Isn't it interesting how many suburbs that we're working in this weekend?
It is interesting.
I think gone are the days where the belief that the agent had to be in that suburb in order to do a good job.
Well, how many people walk in our office anymore? They really don't that often, even though it's a lovely office and you're welcome. But everything's done now.
What a waste of money renovating it.
I know. Well, anyway,
it never comes in anymore.
Can't get it back now. Just better make some sales, and hopefully our people are comfortable. Adam, we start off at 10:30. I'm going to be having a earlier night than usual on Friday night, because I've got to be at this auction in Kew at 75 Brougham Street, Kew. What a great looking property. This is the most magnificent, pretty period home, and beautiful and sparkly inside. We've got 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms. We've also got parking for 2 cars, which is another extraordinary benefit. And isn't Kew just one of the best suburbs in Melbourne to buy and to live? It's a really beautiful suburb. So we're thrilled to be there. 10:30, come along, see me and Leon there. We then move on at 10:30 to another auction in Walnut Street, Carnegie. Wrap this one up for us, Adam.
Yeah, cute little weatherboard this. It's actually a decent sized block of land, 505 square metres. It's a 2-bedroom, 1 bathroom, sort of property you can move in, but easily lends itself to a further renovation in the future. I'm
hoping to be back by 11:30 to my favourite suburb, or one of my favourite suburbs and former home, Elstonwick, and it's 22 Gough Street, Adam. 11:30 after our double auction action at 10:30. We meet Philip to do the this auction of this superb period home. Now, you're somewhat of an Elstwick expert and also a former resident. Take us through it.
And I do miss it ever since I left.
bet,
But this
like
is
I
a
do.
gorgeous home, 3 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, really, really pretty period home, just sort of home you can just move in and enjoy.
Looks like it to me, sparkling and stylish and got lots of period features, as you say. We are going to be meeting Leo at 12:30. He is the man on Saturdays doing 3 auctions. Philip and I just the one. But take us through this fantastic looking home in Rain Street, another quality address and great residence.
Yeah, Rain Street, a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom home, lots of off-street parking. Again, sort of home you can move in, do nothing, but take it to the next level and add value in the future.
Indeed, we go for 1:30. We're moving on from Caulfield South to Bentley. Leo is the man again selling this unit, number 1 at 1 Atkins Street, Bentley. He's been working on it. He's the auctioneer, but you are the man that's been working on this together with Joel Sir, so no one would know it better than yourselves. Take us through this great property.
This is a 2-bedroom, single-level villa unit. Single level always tend to go well because you get both ends of the market there. One bathroom, off-street parking for 2 cars, and a really good-sized living area. If you like entertaining, this one's an absolute.
How's your interest been there? Lots of people.
Numbers have been good. I reckon we've got 4 or 5 buyers leading into auction. We'll see how we go.
Well, we're looking forward to it. A popular one, no doubt. Always popular homes attract interest. We finish off at 2:30. Graham Callan's bringing the curtain down, and we're going to be in Chadstone. And I wish my wife wouldn't spend so much time there, Adam. But unfortunately, it's not in real estate; it's at the shopping centre. But what a great home this is! And Chadstone is a suburb on the move, where property prices have moved significantly and continue to do so. And I reckon it's still a little bit underpriced as to where it's going to be. But 16 Robert Street, Chadstone. Well, this is a great-looking home. 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. It's set on a fantastic allotment of 620 square metres, and again, lots of fantastic features throughout, including a very, very generous and spacious back garden. But 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, parking, that is an excellent opportunity. That brings down brings down the curtain, and hopefully the hammer
brings down the hammer.
on Saturday. Let's move on to Sunday, Adam. We're going to be in Alma Road on Sunday morning. You can get your bagels and come along and see Philip do his first auction at 10:30.
Yeah, 1-245 Alma Road in St Kilda East. Great spot up near Hawthorne Road near our office. This one's unusual. 3 bedrooms, 2 bathroom, off-street parking for 2 cars, and fully renovated.
I've had a lot of calls on this home personally from people I know that are looking at it. It's a great property, and as you said, right near our office, which is a great location. 11:30, we remain in the area. 11:30, we're going to be at 480 Hawthorne Road, Caulfield South. Leo Samuel auctions this one and also has been handling it. This is a terrific looking home, been completely overhauled throughout. Got a sparkling bathroom, kitchen, and certainly does look like a move straight in job to me. 3 bedrooms, 1.5 bathrooms, a double garage, and I think it's in quite an affordable price range too, around those low ones. That seems like a great buy and great opportunity to me. We move on to Spring Road, Adam, at 11:30. Philip's second auction. He's a busy boy on Sunday, Philip.
He is. Is there a time when he's not? On the weekends?
Not very often, that's for sure. But this one, I'm looking at the sparkling, sumptuous pool in the back garden, but there's plenty more to this place. Tell us all about it.
Yeah, I love this home. It's just got, it's a very, very different and unique sort of facade.
It's got a kind of regal feel about it.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Look, swimming, it's got everything, this one. 4 bedrooms plus, 2 bathrooms, heaps of parking, swimming pool, high ceilings, heaps of character. A really, really good family home.
Maxine Pekarski, a fine lady, an experienced real estate agent, been in the game a long time. She was very excited from the moment she saw this home in Teague Street that she's been working on with Nikki Janover. That one comes to the market at 12:30 on Sunday afternoon. Once again, Philip is going to be busy doing the auction, and this is a terrific looking property, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and also has, of course, the feature of a garage for 2. So we've got a wonderful offering there, and this is so beautifully presented, and Teague Street's a great street in the area.
Yeah, great spot.
Lambert Road, just near our office. We love this little spot, and this is a great home.
12A Lambert Road, Caulfield North. Really good property, as you say, great location. 3 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, off-street parking, and a property that's really tailor-made for entertaining.
That part now of North Caulfield is really lifting, isn't it?
Yeah.
That whole, all that around Oron Crescent, you know, that was kind of, it was A, but it kind of wasn't double A or
it was
triple A.
sort of the poor man's...
It was the poor man's A, wasn't it?
Right.
Now it's really part of the most prestigious part of Caulfield.
Well, we did sell a block of land there just last week for $2.2 million.
And you know, and there's homes
so.
there's homes there that are worth, you know, $6 and $7 million now. Some of them, and it's not unusual to sell a unit for 2 blocks of land, as you say, 2.5.
It's really the norm now. I think.
It is, and that's a part of Caulfield North that's really on the move. And of course, with the new development in our strip there and the new supermarket reportedly coming in, that's only going to add further value, and the wonderful cafes so close by. Adam, we finish off on Sunday afternoon at what can only be described as a modern masterpiece. This is a magnificent home from the skill of the fantastic Knight and renowned Knight Building Group. We both came in here and we had to pick our mouths off the floor because this is one of the most exciting offerings that we've both seen, I think, for many a year. How good is this home? 297B Glen Ira Road, Caulfield North. We're both salivating to talk about it. Let's chat a little bit about this home.
Look, this is incredible. I mean, I personally, I see a lot of townhouses and I sell a lot of townhouses in the area. This is as good as it gets. I can just...
It's almost the wrong term, isn't it, townhouse?
I know,
because
I know.
it's really bigger than most houses, isn't it?
It is.
And I mean, that basement parking is like a whole, like a playroom. It's like a...
Look, I went. He said you've got to go downstairs. I said, is there a downstairs? He goes, very rarely do they have.
You wouldn't know.
Basement.
You wouldn't know.
There's parking for 2 or 3 cars. The most incredible media cinema room there. It's just
heaps
amazing.
of accommodation, sparkling bathrooms for every bedroom, this fantastic flowing entertaining area, all opening through those fantastic, beautiful
Look how much light's
wide
in
doors, heaps of light, all facing north. And I don't think there's a better build that I've seen in recent times, or maybe at any time in the Caulfield North area than this one here. So really take off my hat to the Knight Building Group, and we're privileged to be their agent. I know Philip is salivating to do this auction.
What's incredible about this place is the accommodation's incredible. You've got up to 5 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, and 5 toilets, plus heaps of parking.
We've run out. We couldn't count them. Every time we count it, we have to go and start again.
So no one's fighting for the low in this house.
That's for sure not. No, this is extraordinary and a real masterpiece and a showpiece and I guess you could call it a landmark now. 297B Glen Ira Road. We look forward to seeing you here as we close down the weekend, our first weekend in August, as we move closer towards spring.
Getting there.
What a great winter it's been, hasn't it? There's been some really competitive auctions, some really exciting results, and there seems to be no slowing down of the market. Just when we thought it's maybe slowed down, it sort of kicks up and boosts again as we get to the business end of the year, I suppose.
Did you say that? Because I'm hearing, I don't know if you are, but I'm hearing a lot of people saying, oh, look, they're feeling the market slowing and bidding's not the same and things have changed yet. You know, and sometimes I think I feel it as well, but then the numbers certainly don't reflect that. I mean,
and the results don't reflect it.
No.
I mean, at the end of the day, look at the weekend we've had, 16 out of 18. You wouldn't do any better than that in any market at any time. Gloomy, couldn't have been a colder and more miserable Saturday, wetter and windier. I mean, the auction that we did in Glenhuntly Road or in Maccombie Street, it was the funniest thing because it's up on the 8th floor or 7th floor.
That's right.
And the wind was howling and it was making this sound and the vendors have never heard it before. It was just crazy.
Good timing.
Still sold really well anyway, so well done to those vendors. They're delightful people. A big weekend of results. It's all happening as we get into the second half of the year and moving towards spring. If you want to sell in spring, you need to be talking to us now, Adam.
Right, yeah. Well, I'm seeing someone now and they said to me, what's the earliest we can book our auction for? And they've got about 2 or 3 weeks of painting and a bit of touch-up. And we're now talking, I think it was mid-October. So it's incredible how quickly it does run away.
And there were some Sundays in October that are actually starting to get booked out. So we can fit you in, don't worry about that. But it is certainly very exciting.
We'll just cancel someone else's.
No, I don't think we'll have to do that. But thanks for the idea anyway, the option. It's a big GPTV episode with a great result in Hawthorne Road of the collaborative vendors and the great work of Adam and his team. We look forward to keeping you informed. See you next week. My name's Gary Peer.
I'm Adam Josky.
Thanks for being on the show. Bye now.